Thank you, Ashley. Our second distinguished scholar and speaker is Jack Hirschman, a double major in physics and political science and a minor in computer engineering. Jack will complete his studies as a GW Presidential Scholar and an honor student with a 3.99 GPA. Described by his mentors as that brilliant student one encounters once in a decade, Jack has performed research at both Hebrew University in Jerusalem and the Paul Scherrer Institute in Switzerland, as well as the Naval Research Laboratory here in Washington. His undergraduate thesis research in nuclear physics, supported in part by a Luther Rice Fellowship, involves detector development, data acquisition system development, and data analysis for the muon proton scattering experiment, an international collaboration addressing the proton radius puzzle. One collaborator was frequently heard requesting Jack's opinion on new electronics device designs for detectors, as he has been referred to, and I quote, the most talented electronics person in the collaboration. In addition, Jack works in an astrophysics group building a muon telescope here at GW for educational and outreach purposes. Apart from his studies, Jack is involved with intramural soccer and is an avid cook. He will be continuing his physics studies in an applied physics doctoral program at Stanford University this fall. Jack.
Hi everyone. It is an incredible honor to be invited up here today and to share the room with so many outstanding scholars from across the university. And I'm sure all of us have many people to thank who have made this journey possible. But of course, there's simply not enough time to name everyone. But to me, and maybe to many of you, being here at graduation seems strange. The past 4 years have moved by more quickly than I could have imagined. And this culmination of activities at the end of our last semester at GW has made me think back to where I was 5 or 6 years ago and the journey that has brought me to this point today. I realize that I have been very fortunate, but at the same time, I have taken advantage of opportunities when they arose. And throughout this whole process, hard work and perseverance have been the keys to creating new opportunities. Now, let's see, like 5 years ago, we were juniors in high school, just vaguely considering colleges. And interestingly enough, I received an award from GW called the GW Book Award. And it's given to high school juniors for academic excellence and includes a book called George Washington's Leadership Lessons. While I was very excited to have received this award, especially considering that I didn't know I was nominated, I'd actually never really heard of GW. Yeah, go figure. Fast forward to college applications, and someone told me that I should apply to GW since I was interested in physics and political science. I went along with it and applied. March of senior year came along, and I happened to be in DC for a school trip, and I received that acceptance letter from GW. I branched off from my group despite being horrible with directions, and did an informal tour of GW's campus. It felt right. Also, I didn't get as horribly lost as I normally do in new places, or even old places. And if it was not already obvious, I decided to attend. And I have not looked back. From my somewhat serendipitous experience, things seem to align themselves, even if it does not at first seem that way. Even while at GW, I had no idea what kind of path I wanted to follow, but GW gave me the flexibility to pursue this strange mix of physics, political science, and computer engineering. The offer and join an international collaboration called the muon proton scattering experiment, which is trying to measure the proton radius. Don't worry, I'll spare you all the technical details. With this research, I've had the chance to work in Israel and Switzerland and travel to conferences and workshops in Michigan, Knoxville, and Pittsburgh, and in Vienna, Austria. And yes, for some of these conferences, I had to miss school for extended periods of time. But the professional experience, network growth, and skill development were well worth it. While I was abroad, I had the chance to see that scientists do more than just science. They also interact with each other. I don't know, who would have thought? While in Switzerland at the Paul Scherr Institute, I stayed at the local guest house for students and researchers. Besides hearing about everyone's projects, we also talked a lot of politics, given there were people from all over the world eating and drinking together. And interestingly enough, GW perfectly prepared me to stay engaged in these non-scientific discussions, as well as the scientific ones. Apart from politics, I was able to join local clubs there, like the Paul Scherr Institute Soccer Club, and further connect with researchers on a more personal level. All of my experiences have helped open new doors, and one opportunity leads to another. I'm happy to say that I'll be attending graduate school next year, or rather for the next 6 years. Because of his hard work at GW, I was accepted into my top school of choice, Stanford, despite thinking that I did not have any chance. And while I don't climb, I liken my experience at GW to the preparation for a climb. We have been trained, we have been given the necessary tools to succeed, and we have been placed at base camp. Now it is up to us to make the most of the situation and see how far we can get. Perhaps, in my case, I will need 6 more years preparation, but I know the vast majority of you are ready for the real world. And while most of us will be leaving GW, we can leave knowing that we accomplished something, even if it was small. We can leave knowing that we are prepared to confront the challenges that lie ahead. And we can leave with the confidence and humility to make an impact. Good luck. I look forward to hearing about all of your successes in the future. And remember, we made it this far. I'm sure things will end up fine. Thank you all for listening. Congratulations.